Good afternoon, everybody. It is time to play something a little different. Uh, oh, stop that from going into demo mode. I was gonna play more Grand Blue, but I feel like I want to work on my Cagliostro game a bit more. I didn't necessarily want to start a grind with Anila before I felt like I'd learned everything there is to learn about Cagliostro. Uh, I didn't really feel like playing Bubs or Grimner. Uh, so I just decided we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to play a shmup. We're going to play a shmup that I think I've talked about a little bit on, certainly with a bunch of you, and I think on stream maybe I mentioned it. But it's a really nice game I found just completely coincidentally. I was just like scrolling through the list of shmups on the PlayStation Store because I wanted to get into shmups for a little while. I think they're really stylish. Um, I have mentioned it on stream. Thanks, Dom, for reminding me. I talk a lot of shit on stream and I don't always remember what I've said. Um, but yeah, the cool thing about it was I played through the game and I must have skipped through every like cutscene. I don't know why I did that. Because by the end of the game, I was like, man, wouldn't it be really cool if like all the characters, like if instead of girls, the characters in this were like feminine boys. Uh, and then I went into the uh, the archive mode, which you can look at like character bios, and lo and behold, hang on, we're adopting a slightly experimental setup for this for shmups because I need to be out of the way of the middle of the screen, and the chat also needs to be visible. Yeah, so I was looking at through the character bios here, and yeah, Uzuki Ginyose, the game's main character, a male student who, through unique happenstance, was urged to join the Savior's Defense Force, happened to be compatible with a test combat suit for women, forced to wear it ever since. This is the same as my law. I just see on the YouTube chat, Dr. Dabber, no Grand Blue. Not today, but maybe again on Friday. I just feel like I need a bit of a break. I'm going to play some Grand Blue off stream today, but I just felt like there's still some stuff I want to work on. I didn't necessarily feel like streaming it today. So yeah, we're playing a shmup instead. Hi, Ellie. Yeah, his body is weak, but his fast mastery of weapons makes him highly combat effective. Good friends of Satsuki, another member of Saviors, I think that's supposed to be Saviors. They work together frequently. Also, doesn't particularly mind the suit he's made to wear. So, highly relatable character. And so, yeah, I looked across at the next bio of the other playable character, Satsuki, and I was like, what a femboy main character is pretty cool. Let's have a look at this other character. A boy transformed into a girl as the result of a military experiment gone wrong. And I'm like, holy based. This game's fucking awesome. A former no-good street punk who was invited into Saviors for his peak physical fitness. He's been friends with Uzuki for a long time, but is too embarrassed to show his true form. A real sweet tooth likes to go to all-you-can-eat snack bars with Uzuki on days off. Currently seems stressed over some recent weight gain. So, super relatable main characters here. And yeah, the rest of the characters are, I don't want to get into spoilers. That's it for the gender bending characters, from what I can see. Although I do want to highlight, there we go, awakened to her homosexuality after a past heartbreak. So yeah, this game is just, it's peak. But I don't want to spoil any of the rest of the characters. And so we're going to jump straight in. Yeah, Dr. Dabba. It's basically a femboy harem. um, Now, do I want to show off how good I am at the game in standard mode? I think I do. I think I've earned it. I've earned a bit of a show off. We can maybe, if we have time, we'll play through a harder difficulty. Yeah, we'll play as Uzuki. So I think to begin with, there's only 2 characters, and after you complete the story, each time you complete the game, I think you unlock more. And there's also a mission mode you can do to unlock even more characters. These like alt versions of Uzuki and Itsuki, so I guess that's for pre-transformation. And a bunch of guest characters as well, although I'm not sure where they're from. I know that one's from another game. That's like a femboy made, because I was scrolling through the creator's Twitter feed, and just to try and get any information that I could about all these other characters and the game in general. But we'll play as Uzuki. Now here's one of the things I like. You can pick from like 3 different power-ups. So I think this is probably the best one to start with, which is Auto Shield, which is every 15 seconds you get like a shield which insulates you from taking damage. The Break Booster basically means you can go into like an ultra counter-attack mode twice as often. I prefer this one. I think this is the most balanced. So it's confusingly worded. It says safety system, countering at 70% filled gauge makes you invulnerable. That's confusing because what it means is whenever you counterattack, you're invulnerable. That's just always true. What this means is that you can counterattack when you've only filled up 70% of the counter gauge. You don't need to fully fill it. But yeah, I think this is probably the best power-up to go with. And we'll go on difficulty 2. The sub-alerts seem down. No, they're probably not. They're probably just, they don't work sometimes. Like they should. Yeah, the alert box is on screen. I just don't know. It might not be showing up because, remember, they're just sometimes broken. Anyway, so yeah, there's also pacifist mode where you can't shoot, so you have to rely on counterattacks. I'm not going to do that. I'll complete the game once. So this is going to run through the basic controls. Sticks definitely balked. Well, let me just look into it in a second. So the way this game works is you graze enemy projectiles, and you build up your multiplier in the top right, and you also get your counter gauge in the bottom left. When you've got the counter gauge filled, or at 70% for us, you can do like a counter attack, which makes you completely invincible and deletes projectiles. So it's a really strong move. And then yeah, as it's saying, if you destroy projectiles or enemies, you gain stars. And if you collect enough of those stars, it charges up your break gauge, which is like a hyper counterattack. It doesn't make you invincible, but it does give you like way more damage and more points as well, I think. And you also turn Super Saiyan in the left. Oh yeah, it also destroys all the bullets on the screen. So that is, it can be like used as a slight sort of like, escape from a situation. And yeah, you can cancel the break mode. I don't really do that much. Anyway, there we go. And much like every shmup, it has cool like level titles like the Encounter World, and it says in there, "Ignite your heart." Doesn't explain what that's explain what that's meant to mean. Doesn't need to. Now that's the thing I found out by the mission mode, is that if you fly into the center of those like 3 power-ups, you can pick up all 3 of them, which is very powerful. And I'll be trying to do that as much as I can. After this level, I'll check the stream alerts, but yeah, the characters are great. I love the art style just in general. Like, much like many shmups, it's a bit visually like, you know, there's a lot going on the screen at any given time, but you sort of get used to it. But I just love how addictive, like, grazing the projectiles is. It feels great. Like, and you won't pick up on this, but like the control pad like vibrates when you are grazing things, so it's got like a very like, I don't know, tactile sensation to it. I also like the little facial expressions that my character will pull during different actions. I like how you almost look like part of the UI. Yeah, so I had to juggle around my stream layout because I could put myself over in the left, like over there, but then I'd cover up the character, and so I decided to put myself over the score log. Very old school character selection. Yeah, this is how I must have not have clocked that the main character's a femboy, because I just skipped through all these like dialogue sections, I think, the first time. Yeah, Felicia. Hold it right there, mister. You're not going any further. Child, she can't be one of the captive civilians, right? Oh yeah. The story, I don't really understand. It's like a bunch of people are captured in like a virtual world, and we're flying a spaceship to destroy robots to free them, maybe? It's not really clear. Let me just try sending a test alert. I think I can do that from here. Like, if I send...
I'm sure you'll look terrific as a schoolgirl.
Seems okay to me. Let's have a look at channel points.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, see, they're working just fine. Maybe my my stream alert for like going live was broken, but anyway. Back to the game. Say, mister, what's with the dress? You a cross-player? Ah, well, actually, you see, it's a long story, but, right, okay, don't worry, pal. We don't judge. Why, you little let me through, you little punk. Or else. Is that a threat? Bring it on. Don't even try to stop us. Why are you even here anyway? I mean, we'll be asking ourselves that same question. Plenty. Fragment of Dream, version F. So addictive. You a cross-player, Merle? Look, it's a long story. I'm forced to dress this way by the military. I love how massive the scores are as well. So yeah, here's the thing, like you can choose which route you want to go to, but the B levels are like just way harder, so I don't tend to go to them. We're gonna go the A route. Float in combat. Aqua illusion. I actually want to allow some things onto the screen so that I can keep my my multiplier high. So you see the multiplier in the top right? That like decreases when you're not like grazing things. I think destroying things tends to stall it, but not that much. So you want to always be kind of like courting danger and like grazing projectiles. One of the things that made me want to get into shmups was I watched a video of someone playing Dodonpachi, and I loved like whenever they would go into like hyper mode, everything would turn into these like golden stars that they would like hoover up, and I was just like, that looks so satisfying. Oh, my boyfriend has just returned home. Welcome home. The pet pea dog, early Pepsi dog. Yeah, I'm getting treated today. Was that girl with you? If so, well, don't worry about Felicia. She attacked you after all. Pepsi dog, I wanted to let you know you've been pet. he gave a thumbs up. She attacked you. What are you plotting? What are you people exactly? Ready and powerful, same as you. That should be enough. I wouldn't say I'm ready for any of this. You don't wish to be here? I suppose I can't blame you. There's burden with power. Now then, show me your burden. Oh, that line goes hard. Tight down there. Yeah, how satisfying is that, watching all those like stars get hoovered into the ship? Show me your moves. Drive all enemies. There is a translation credit that looks like it belongs to a person in the credits of this game, but I don't recognize the name or like the handle or anything, so I don't know who's translated this game. Oh my god, it's full of stars. Oh shit. I need to remember that I do not have a shield, so I can't play as Cavalier as I normally do. Soundtrack's a banger as well. Oh, I didn't mean to counter-attack there. They're not going to give me a shield. Bye, sheep. Wait, don't shoot. This reaction, you're connected from outside, aren't you? The leak said all outside comms block. So I don't know whether we're like in a virtual world and then why we're in a spaceship. It doesn't really make any I don't think it's ever clarified. Who exactly do you think the leak came from? I made Eden. It's only natural that I would put in a backdoor. You're the informant? You're in danger. Leave Eden at once. Madness. As its creator, it is crucial I witness its demise. However, I may help you, if you can beat me. Show me what you've got. Don't be afraid to cry if you have to. Ah, shit. This boss I do find very hard, because, like, there's something I just find very difficult to, like, focus my eyes on, like the projectiles. I mean, I say I'm find that boss hard. I've still got like 11 lives left, so 12 lives. Over the clouds. 4A, over the clouds. Cross the line. Oh no. Tried a slightly different strategy there. I usually don't like rush to get that pickup quite as early. It did not pay off. Through there. I love how happy Uzuki looks whenever you do a counter. Damn. And how miserable he looks when you die. Now, they try and bait you here with pickups that are very hard to get. Oh, I think I only got one of them. Something about the design of the ships is very PC Engine-esque. Yeah, I think the GM in the title, Graze Counter GM, stands for Game Maker. So I think it was made like using some you know, fairly popular like tools. I won't leave until the people inside Eden are freed. Trapped, you got it all wrong. People can choose to stay. They can choose. A heaven for those people, wasn't that the point of Eden? I made Eden better for those who don't want to leave here. That's crazy. What about all their bodies outside Eden? Surrender now. It's not too late to save them. I told you already, either way it won't matter. It's too late to fix it, so don't you just leave it be. Damn. Want to build up my multiplier again if I can. Lost more lives than I would have liked on that level, but it's fine. Final stage, the Administrator. Reach for truth. That was difficult to pick up that power up. Now, one of the things that I love that this stage does, and I think shmups do quite well, is because you progress through the level at like a set pace, they can like time certain things to happen along with the music. Also, I love this like barrel roll in like 2D. Merle status concentrating. I like that she does come and help you just like she said she would. I mean, questionable assistance there. Just giving me a bunch of power-ups. Yay, the gang's all here. Don't know who most of these people are. What? I think I get one more power up. Yeah. Final guard. What the? You look just like me. What's going on? Good question. I'm as surprised as you are. You don't look as surprised as I am. Talking to my exact double. Even for Eden, that's absurd. What's that supposed to mean? Whatever, let's end this. Here I thought even a dullard like you can see that we are not like the humans. Well, perhaps you simply chose not to. I mean, this is all going over my head. It doesn't matter who or what you are at this point. I know in my heart I'm doing what's best for everyone. I understand completely. Surely I would react the same. I won't argue any further. Now then, shall we start? Ow. Fuck. I'm not usually this bad at this boss. Man. I think I'm playing too dangerously now to try and regain my my multiplier. What? preferred to have saved that counter. Performance anxiety, maybe. Bullet Angel.
How shameful!
How shameful! Who are you? I've come here to stop you. Look, it's Girl Grimner. She has heterophobia in her eyes. So you're the one destroying Eden. No, it's not you. You think I'm destroying it? You're making it into chaos. Every time Eden is nearing perfection, someone rewrites it. I fixed some parts, but the rest is beyond my ability. But it's alright, with these tools, it will all end soon. When it does, I will disappear and Eden will be reset. But if you reset, what will happen to everyone inside? That I do not know. I exist only outside Eden. If it may harm the people in Eden, then I have to stop you. No, it's too late. Stay out of my way. I kind of dig how, like, bizarre the conversations are in this. Now, if you use the Graze Counter on her, she just becomes invincible. Or the break counter. You don't get to do the immense amount of damage you want to. Damn. That doesn't help either. Ah. I was quite good at dodging that. Shite. Well, probably no high score for me, but how many points is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's like 2 billion points, I think. Respectable score. This really is a game tailor-made for you. Femboy protagonist, girl near boss, turn your thinking brain off gameplay. Yeah, honestly, like, the more you can kind of get into the zone and just, like, switch off, the better you do at this game. I think it's not brain off gameplay. It is like enter into a trance gameplay, which I think I've played this game through several times because it's extremely relaxing. Don't act like you didn't enjoy it. What are we talking about here? It's clear she's just AI. Hard to even tell anymore. They're so advanced here. I mean, I don't find it that difficult to discern when I'm talking to an AI. Yeah, you kind of do want to get into like a flow state with a lot of shmups, I think, where you are no longer sort of actively thinking through what you're doing. You're just sort of like, well, for a lot of it, you want to be in a sort of like, you know, pure reaction. Pure sort of like, you know, you almost like you see through the bullets and you unfocus your eyes a little bit. But then there are times where you want to have more sort of like strategy. Yeah, Hank the bartender did the English translation. I'd be interested to find out who that was, because I think there's, you know, there's a few like weird choices. I may play through it in Japanese at some point just to see what the differences are, but. I like special thanks, super special thanks, hyper special thanks, ultra special thanks, legendary special thanks. Yeah, thank you, Bickery Software. Shmups never die. So that's Graze Counter GM. I think it's a delightfully quirky little game. It's really fun, I think, as an intro to shmups. It has a lot of like cool mechanics in it. And there's, I played it on standard mode. There's unlimited, where whenever an enemy is killed, they fire a counterattack bullet at you. And then there's like 4 levels of difficulty as well on top of that. So there's plenty of like depth and stuff to get into. There's also like different characters have different abilities. So I think the 4 main characters all have the same, and you can pick from these like 3 power-ups. But after that, you get characters with more sort of weird power-ups. Like this one switches the charging methods for the graze and the break counter. If you play as Stree, you get to all 3 of the basic power-ups, which is really good. Honestly, I play as her on harder difficulties because that's just very good. She can counter when you have 50% shield rather than just 70. And then these are all like the kind of bonus and like guest characters, which have some extremely weird abilities. Like I think, this one, break mode makes you invincible and turns you into a gigantic ship, which is kind of good as well, because that gives you 2 like forms of invincibility, like counter and break. If you are looking to get into shmups, I strongly recommend this one. I think it's really fun. There's like a mission mode that teaches you like a lot of mechanics about the game, and also acts as like a soft like tutorial to the bosses. There's like boss rush. There's a version where you play through every stage, all the A and B variations as well. Like a mini game. It's extremely charming, and I like games that are short, but you want to play them like a bunch of times to get everything out of them, and this is absolutely one of those. Given that my boyfriend's arrived home early, and I finished the game a little faster than I was expecting, I'm going to make this a shorter stream than normal. Like I said, I didn't necessarily feel like putting myself through the ringer with streaming fighting games today, but I'll probably play some on Friday. I have to see what my schedule is. More DMC3 on Saturday. What's the minigame? I will leave that as an exercise to the viewer to go and find out what the minigame is. It's quite difficult to unlock. I think you have to complete the game like 8 times or something. I don't actually know how you unlock it. That's just, I noticed it had unlocked after completing the game a lot. I also believe this game is currently on sale in certain regions, so that's also a reason to go and pick it up. Thanks for swinging by, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this game as much as I did. I didn't get to yap about like the fact that there aren't that many games with like femboy protagonists in. But I did want to say that I think, I really, really appreciate this game for having, like, like, femboy protagonists who aren't just, like, they aren't purely jokes. They're, like, the hero. And when I tweeted at the developer about this, that I was, like, really impressed to find a game that featured a person like me as the protagonist, he responded with something that I thought was really, really touching, which was that anyone can save the world. And I was like, oh, that is like a really nice message. And so that's what I'm going to leave you with. Anyone can save the world. So get out there and save that world. See ya.